What's on Tap is sponsored by Visit Milwaukee, handcrafted, homegrown, world-class. Discover more at visitmilwaukee.org. And that unusual music is by a sculptor known as Izumi Kato, a Japanese sculptor who you might have seen some of his artwork as part of Sculpture Milwaukee the past year and a half. And the sculptor is now, I think we could say, a craft brewer. With me in the studio is Sculpture Milwaukee's Executive Director, John Riepenhoff. And John, do the honors. Tell everybody about this brand new craft beer that is a truly creative collaboration.
Thanks for having me, Sandy. So we've got a new Kato Candy IPA, and it's a collaboration between Untitled Art, beverage out of near Madison, Wisconsin, the Beer Endowment, which is a project I've been running since 2014 that basically brings more visibility, like your show, to arts in Wisconsin and around the world. And Sculpture Milwaukee, which is the arts organization which the sales of this beer will benefit. And then Izumi Kato, who, as you said, is a really kind of a world-famous artist, painter, sculptor, musician, does a lot of different mediums. And we were privileged enough to debut a new piece of Izumi's right at the end of Wisconsin Avenue near the DeSuvero sculpture, near the Art Museum and Museum Center Park. And this piece was up for 2 summers, and it just came down. But right at the tail end of that, we were able to create this commemorative version of his artwork. It's also like the original artwork. It's paint on aluminum. So his original over 9-foot sculpture, which were these aluminum cast boulders with hand-painted kind of a figurative form on there, this bright colored shape.
I would say colors, pink and blue and green and whites. It is a multi-color, and to me it goes well. We've seen so much of the Northern Lights lately. It reminds me of that and being close to the lakefront. So to know that you can transform the essence of his sculpture that was part of Sculpture Milwaukee for so long onto, like you said, paint on aluminum as this label. The can itself, John, is a collector's item.
Yeah, we hope
it's a work of art.
I really think so too. They did a really great job of creating a really beautiful image on the camera or on the can. So,
but you're collaborating directly with Izumi Kato. Like, this isn't like, hey, can we just take some pictures of your art and put it on a can? Like, he's been involved in this process.
Yeah, in some ways, this started almost 2 years ago when Izumi came and visited Milwaukee. It was wintertime, and we shared some beers, and we gave him the Milwaukee hosting style, and he at that time he had agreed to present his artwork here. And we were trying to think about ways to amplify and kind of distribute. So, Sculpture Milwaukee prints out maps every year for wayfinding to find where our sculptures can be found downtown. And we thought, what better way to share this piece and the work that Sculpture Milwaukee does. Sculpture Milwaukee is really unique in North America as far as a really showing contemporary art, rotating exhibition on the streets of downtown Milwaukee. We've had over 40 sculptures up on the streets of Milwaukee this year, and like Izumi's, we commission new work, we put it up, and then oftentimes it's sold and it comes down and it goes to other permanent public spaces.
That's impressive, because you just said you commission work, so that means, for example, Izumi Kato's sculpture was the world premiere here in Wisconsin.
It was the world premiere, and
I don't think people realize that. I think sometimes people think they're traveling sculptures, but to know that we're getting it first and that you have these relationships with artists around the world.
Yep.
Because I love local art, but to also know that we can get exposed to international artists, and those international artists can get exposed to Wisconsin artists.
Yeah, and so Izumi's piece is going to be
show is called What's on Tap. So when you find out there is a collaboration between Sculpture Milwaukee, a Japanese artist named Izumi Kato, and Untitled Art, one of our Wisconsin breweries, I had to know more about this beer that is going to be launched officially tomorrow at Bernhardt's in Bayview. So I have Sculpture Milwaukee's executive director, John Riepenhoff, in the studio with me. And John, for this Kato candy, which if you look up Izumi Kato, it looks like Kato, which reminds me of Inspector Clouseau. So I thought it was Kato candy at first, but then I got the impression that there's a very popular beer that Untitled Art has called Cotton Candy IPA. Thus, Kato candy. I get the pun. But so tell me about the flavor.
Exactly. So this is an evolution from their really cult favorite Cotton Candy IPA. And honestly, this beer, it's remarkably tastes like cotton candy. So it's a really
and that's going to pique people's curiosity anyway.
Yeah. It's really high-end ingredients and really great hop profile. And, you know, when you pour it and drink it, if you close your eyes, you can kind of imagine yourself eating cotton candy. But part of it is like Izumi is a super popular artist, and he's done collaborations. Thanks for playing his music on the show with record album artworks, different toy manufacturers. He's made a lot of like collaborative, almost pop art objects, and we thought that would be really nice to kind of think about do a play on words with his name and do a Kato Candy IPA.
Does he like it? Does he get the joke?
Well, there's some on the way to Japan right now as we speak. So his studio, Izumi and his studio in his gallery, his global galleries were really, really supportive of the project, and they've been promoting it. So as you mentioned earlier, you know, we've got, I think, 28 to 30 states that this is going to be, that Untitled Art is distributed in. And then beyond that, we're getting some global attention on this. We were getting, I think yesterday there was a article in Estonia about this project. So it's really fun that, you know, beer has been a long time Milwaukee export, and it's nice to have art kind of occupy some of that space culturally and commercially.
Well, and for, you know, beer brings people together when you're having a pop with some friends, and art brings people together. It can create conversations, and to see a beautiful can that's got these vibrant colors on the shelf, that's going to be eye-catching. But to know that this will be on the shelf in some other states, and they're going to go, wait, Milwaukee? Oh, cool. A beer, and they're artful. Like, this is turning on other people to let them know that Milwaukee really is a creative community for flavors and for visual arts.
There's a little map of downtown Milwaukee on the
box, on the 4-pack.
And
Fantastic.
It shows where some wayfinding for art is there. So yeah, this definitely checks a bunch of cultural and entertainment boxes for me. And beer is a big part of our art openings and events in Milwaukee, and it can bring people together. And for me, a beer is about sharing it with others, and also, you know, it takes a lot to get somebody into an art gallery or a museum. But the beers, well, not only do they have the artwork image on the cans, but there's a story of Sculpture Milwaukee and art. So we're hoping that we can welcome more people into the pleasures of art through bars and restaurants and
through having a sip. Artists of Flavor. Untitled Art is the brewing company, and tomorrow, 4:00, get there early at Bernhardt's in Bayview. That is the official launch party, and you will be there, John. You're going to be laying down some vinyl. You're playing the music of Izumi Kato, which I think is a wonderful touch.
That's
to
right.
The launch party.
Yep, I'll be joined with local DJs Andy Positive, who's got a show on River West Radio, and The Nile, who's a preparator at the Milwaukee Art Museum. So we've got a lot of big hitters, cultural authors here DJing, and we hope that people can come join us. And as you said, there's a bunch of swag in the debut. Taste the beer yourself.
I was just going to say, if a Cotton Candy IPA has you curious, this is the time to drink it. And remember, encourage your friends around the country to look for Kato Candy IPA, because a portion of the sales go to help Sculpture Milwaukee thrive here. And what's the website? Because there's a product locator on it. You can just type in your zip code and see what's around. Drinkuntitled.com?
I believe that's right. Yeah.
Ta-da!
Yeah.
Truly, I just typed in my zip code. I got 32 places where I can either pick some up or go 41 places pick some up or go drink it. So check it out. Kato Candy IPA. John Riepenhoff from Sculpture Milwaukee, thank you so much for truly elevating Milwaukee in our flavor profile, but also around the country and around the world to make Milwaukee an arts destination.
Thanks for having me, Sandy. Really happy to be here.
Oh, good.